to the spider's web, and we're going to carry on with this young fella. Right, what we're going to be doing in this video is basically finishing off the highlighting to the main armour and the robes, and then we'll start on the details. So I'm not sure as to whether or not yet it would be an idea to glue that on. Let me just check, and I think I'll wait for a few minutes. Now, as you can see as well, I've also cleaned off my palettes because it's very warm in here and the water had dried up a little bit, but I've been using some Wazdaka red again on this because I had a little bit of black on the elbow piece there after I went over that tube, so I wanted to just go over it and try and make it just a little bit nicer. Now, what we're going to be doing now is, as I said, we're going to be highlighting a little bit more on the armour. So what we're going to use for that is Troll Slayer Orange and Evil Sun Scarlet. So we're going to mix it together. Okay, and we'll show our Evil Sun Scarlet on there, like so. Wash the brush afterwards, because we don't want to cross-contaminate the paints. And then Troll Slayer Orange. Now, it's not the brightest of orange colours, but it will do the job for what we want. Okay, so what we want to do is get a Troll Slayer Orange and then add into that the Evil Sun Scarlet. We want to make a slightly paler red than we have, and that looks fairly okay. I was going to do another highlights with the Evil Sun Scarlet, but I changed my mind. What I'm going to do instead is this. So it's just, as I say, a little touch with this, and we want to go down the edges as well. So use the side of the brush to do that step. I'm going to do just that top part there. That part there. And as I said, we're going to just highlight the edges as well. There's a bit of an edge highlight with this colour. If we can get in there to do that one. Possibly not. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so we don't really want a great deal of this going on. It's just in the very raised areas. And we're not trying to cover everywhere. As you can see. I'm sorry if I go quiet when I'm doing this bit, but it's taking all my concentration just to paint at the moment. Just taking, as I say, the edges just want to make the face a lot brighter. And it's just a case of putting this orange or this dark red over certain areas, not everywhere. Actually put a little bit on here. Like so. Put a little bit here. Now this bit is going to be changed again because I'm not having this red, this part of his glove, because it looks as though there's a little bit of wear and tear on this at the top. There's some grooves in it. So what I'm going to do with that is quite literally make it look as though it's been blasted with something. And the way to do that is with black and brown. But we'll sort something out. I'll sort that out a little bit later. And you'll see what I'm meaning. Oh yeah. You can see that's brought out the red colour tremendously in this model. There's just a few places we want to put this. We don't want it going everywhere. Along here we can have it along the top of this bit. But we try to keep it where the sun or the light is going to hit most of the time. So that's going to be done. And I think that could well be it. And now for his other arm. As you can see as well, I've actually gone, well I'm hoping you can see, I've actually gone over here with Gladiator again because I didn't like the way the scale was on that one. I wanted a bit of a contrast on it, so it's I've just touched up a little bit with the Gladiator red over the bit of Evil Sun scale that I put on in the last video. Can go, and finally the very top of the gun, the red areas of the gun, can have a bit of this orange, and that is it. I believe. There we are. So that's it for the armour. So far, I'm going to wait until that dries because, as I say, I want to do some little bits of battle damage to it. What we're going to be doing now is mixing some, in fact we're not going to be mixing anything. What we're going to be doing first of all is using, don't want Bane Blade Brown, we want Rune Fang Steel. Which is that colour, very silvery colour, surprisingly enough. Want this, want a little bit on our palette, because this is going to be All I need to do is get hold of my reference picture. Yep. And this is going to be the colour for the chains. Okay, so the chains will get this colour. And blue gold. That's about it for that. But what we'll do with this as well is we will also go over all the jewels. Also do that bit. That's done. So we've got a little bit more on the gun to do. We have the 3 gems here. Obviously I may have to come back and do a second coat of this before I actually do the final colour, because it's not covering incredibly well at this point. But here we can just waft over. I will be darkening it up in a bit with a black wash, but I said this is not a dry brush, I'm just very loosely applying paint. Yeah, I think that's is it for this fella. Yep. Okay. So that's that bit done. Next, what I want to use is gold. Now first of all, I want to put on Balthazar gold. And this one is going on the crosses that we can see scattered here and there. I'm also going to be going over those as well, and these, I've had a look at the pictures closer up, or I've had a proper look at the pictures of this character, and his these levels are actually gold, so I'm not going to be mixing with green, although what the heck. This is just doing the gold colour just before the brighter gold. And I'm going to put on over the top of this. The Rock Bronze acted as a kind of a base coat for this. Is there anything on there that I can do with it? In fact, let's do these three things that look like bullets. Oh god. And the wreath. Okay, that's that. I will be doing other things with that Warplock Bronze, not Warplock Bronze, that Balthazar Gold, as time goes on. A bit more about that later, haha. Now, what we want is whites, and this one is White Scar. Let's move these paints out of the way. Oops. White Scar we're using next. We don't have much of this, I'm going to have to get some more. Let's just hope I've enough. I would say so. And for this, what we're going to do, we're going to be highlighting, doing extreme highlights on the cloth and the scrolls. It's not much of a coat with this, but it's just to add that little extra oomph to it, as it were. And now we're getting down to the interesting bit. Painting in alternate black sections of this tubing he has. That done. Now what I want to do is highlight the black areas. So what we need to do for this is get some black on the palette. And we take some black into this area, a little bit of white, a little bit more white, and make a kind of a mid-grey colour. And with that, we just whiz over slightly the things there. We also this is not very noticeable on camera, I'm afraid. It's okay, and now I can add more white into that grey. And make it just that bit brighter. And in this respect, or for this highlight, just going to go over the high points and the raised areas. And you can, if you wish, in fact, it's what I'm going to do in a second. And I'll just use a stroke of that down the very edge. There we are. And what I was saying then, what I will do in a second is washing the brush out and getting a colour which I do like for highlighting black. It's called the Fang. It's a bluey grey, and blue is a wonderful, wonderful colour for highlighting black. You'll find that blue is a good colour for highlighting black and putting shadows in white. So if you're doing a snow scene, you put a little bit of blue in to act as shadows. So, just going to add a touch of this bluey grey in certain areas. It's not going to be incredibly bright because I don't want it incredibly bright, but I do want it just in fact this is not showing up at all. I think we need either a brighter blue, or brighter, yeah, we need a brighter blue or bit of white in the mix. It will hopefully show off the blue. I can honestly say, no, it's not doing either, but you can see a difference in the colour now. Right. So his hand is now highlighted. Alrighty then. What I need to find out now is the colours of the gems on.